What's going on, PS4 franchise? Name's Tony. If you didn't meet me yet, see me in chat as Tunny or Anthony Scorzo. Obviously, you see in the post, but I'm here to do my mock draft. I was gonna just post the names of everybody in the division, but I realized people are gonna wonder why certain people are picked by division, like why is this good team falling so far and stuff like that. And I'm gonna pick by person and show you where they pick divisions. You can see my logic and why they chose a certain team over another team, and just me just assuming though. So I don't know some of these guys, but just going from what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've talked to people in chat, this is what my guesstimate of where everybody's gonna be going. And right off the bat today, Lara picked the Bills, so going into pick number 8. Don't know why I chose to do this 7 picks in, but heck, did it eventually, I guess. But pick number 8, we got Creasy. Um, Creasy's a huge Pats fan. Would be no surprise if he picks the Patriots here. They're not a great team, but he's got a thing for the Patriots where he must pick the Patriots. I would, from what I've talked to him from last Madden, he really wants the Patriots all the time. If you heard his quarterback, well, not quarterback, but Tom Brady. If you're Tom Brady, get on the mic and laugh at him. You'll get a good reaction. Been there, done that. But aside from that, I'd be really surprised if he picks anybody besides the Patriots. Um, Going to pick number 9, we have JD, and going from what he got in AFL, he got the Falcons in AFL, so I would assume he's going to go the Steelers here. Best pick available, which I would say is probably the best pick in this current spot in the draft. Uh, just the Steelers are a great team, so I wouldn't be really surprised if he doesn't go the Steelers, but I would not be too surprised also if he goes like the Jaguars, Texans, or Packers or something like that. So he could go around that, but I think he's going to end up going the Steelers. Pick number 10, we have the Redskins. He's going to pick the Skins as his favorite team. It's probably the best iteration of this Redskins in a while, so I'd be really surprised if he goes somewhere else. And being such a huge fan of the Redskins, I'd be really surprised if Old Man Skins goes a different route. I mean, especially when they picked up, like, I think they picked up Heath Marshall and stuff like that. So, you know, they're going to be a pretty fast team from what it looks like on paper. Um, can't think of names right now. Keith Marshall, Kirk Cousins gonna be much better. You got Deshaun Jackson, and just from my first glance, the Redskins are gonna be a pretty fast team. So, uh, I would be really surprised if he picks someone else besides the Redskins, especially since it's his favorite team. And if he goes to Texans, like you said in chat, I just want to ask, why are you a fucking fan of the Redskins if you're not gonna go the Redskins when they're a really good team this year in Madden? Next pick is Tuton. Uh, do we really need to talk about him? Because nobody really cares about him. Nobody wants to hear what team he's on. Actually, everyone wants to know what team he's on because everybody wants to avoid him. And I think he's going to go to the Texans. Uh, this shitty player is going to get a pretty good team. Um, Lamar Miller, DeAndre Hopkins is going to be rape, etc., etc. So Texans are a good team, great front seven. So it'll be really interesting to see what Tuton does with them to break the game. Pick 12 is Pia. Honestly, I have 2 teams he might go, but I might be completely wrong because he's a dumbass and doesn't know, his left from his right. So he could go anywhere, but I think he's gonna go Panthers. I was talking with Lara. His preferences would probably be we all know he likes the fast quarterbacks. He likes to run with the quarterback a lot, and but he also Lara mentioned he likes cornerbacks and stuff. So he was kind of saying he might go Broncos, but I don't think he's smart enough to realize the Broncos are having a good secondary. So I'm just gonna go with the Panthers because they're a really good team. So overall wise, and they tend to get a little more hype, I feel like, than the Broncos. So going off that, I think Pi is gonna choose the Panthers. Josh is the next pick, and I think he's gonna end up going the Jags because from what I've seen and talked to Josh, he um, likes the Jaguars a lot. He said he'd be really happy if they fell to him, and I think they're going to, and I think he's going to pick it, and I think he's one of the few people that are willing to go into a 2-ton division, and he's not scared to go into a 2-ton division, and he won't. And I think he might be willing to test out this so-called most bitch of a fucking player 2-ton to play against and see how it actually really is. So I think Josh is gonna end up going to Jaguars because of that. Um, Joker is the next pick, and I think he's gonna go to the Packers because they're a high-powered offense, and he is a very high-powered offensive player. From what I've seen and heard in AFL, he's a guy you don't want to get a shootout with because you most likely will lose in a shootout against Joker. So having him with the Packers is probably going to be pretty scary to watch and be very scary to play against. The next pick is T-Mag, and this one was I originally had it like him going to one team only, which was his Bengals, his favorite team. The Bengals, his favorite team. Then I just kind of hit me was JD's in that division, and because of that, he goes to the Broncos. And from what I've seen in AFL, he's not one to be keen to competition, and he just sold his spot because the division he was in was going to be too hard to be in. So I don't see the T-Mag as being the type to choose a division that has JD already in it. He's probably going to try and avoid the big guys early on to just stay away from his favorite team just to stay away from JD essentially. So I think that's why he's going to choose the Broncos because of that. Going on next is we don't need to talk about him. Pick 17. Edub. He's gonna go the Rams. He wants to pretty much torture Luka even more. So Luka the Fluka gets to be in Edub's division again and deal with Danny once again. So it'll be interesting to see Luka get pissed off even more. Well, who doesn't love to watch Luka get pissed off? It's always fun to watch that train wreck. So going to the next pick, Roman. Don't know much about him, never played against him, but from his reaction of being in his AFL division, he's not keen to. He's like kind of like T-Mac. He's not saying he doesn't love competition, but he's not one to be very happy to be against a Stokes division or a Nino division or a 2-ton or a Josh division. So I think he's going to end up going best pick available, but subjective. But so I think he's going to go with the Chiefs. And I think the Chiefs are probably one of the better picks anyways in the current spot. Maybe the Bucks, Falcons, or Bengals could be argued to be a better pick than the Chiefs. But that being in a division with T-Mag, with these two shit talkers, is going to be really fun to watch. And just him seeing T-Mag in the division probably won't want to play against him anyways because they tend to talk shit to each other quite a bit. And he probably thinks T-Mag's trash anyways. So he probably sees that as a free 2 wins. So that's another reason why I think Roman's probably going to choose the Chiefs in this if this is the situation he's in. The next pick is Stokes. This one was really hard, but I have him taking the Falcons. I see him taking the Bucks possibly, but he was the Bucks in the awful league for us, so I think he might stray away from picking that same team again, even though it was a fantasy league. But just being kind of changing stuff up, I think he might choose the Falcons. I wouldn't be surprised if he chooses the Bengals instead, but I think he might want to own his own division, not saying he's running away from competition, but being able to like take a division fresh and force someone to join him instead of him. It just, I guess, a different mindset, but I think he's going to want his own division if he can, possibly. So, not saying he's not the competitive type, and he even said he would love to have Nino in his division. I see him taking the Falcons just so he can pretty much put his foot down and say, this is my division. If you want to join, come join and try and take me on, kind of deal. So going off that, next pick is pick 20, Stebbs. Don't know anything about the guy. Apparently one of those AFL rejects. I have him just taking best pick available, and I say that as the Bengals. It's definitely the best pick at this point in time. So just seeing him just taking the best pick available. Don't know if he's going to be the type to not try and fight, trying to get an easier division or not, but I just see him taking the Bengals there. Pick 21 is Kemi. I have him taking the Eagles. Easiest division. He's not one of the most strongest tier guys when it comes to Madden, so I don't see why he wouldn't take the easiest division probably by far. in out of all the once they're all said and done, all the divisions are set. I won't be surprised he takes that division. So, just so he can be able to compete. I guess can't really blame him. I'm going to do the same here in a couple picks. Picking a division you can compete in and not worry about getting your ass kicked if you're in a really tough division. So I can't really blame some people for trying to avoid a division you're getting your ass kicked. Journey, Captain Journs, he's going to take the Dolphins, I believe. Again, kind of deal with Kemi and myself eventually down the road. You're like a division that's not going to be a fucking bloodbath of trying to fight every tooth and nail to get a spot to actually get first or second place in and possibly get a playoff bid. So it's going to be a fun competitive division being in the AFC East. So I see Journey taking the Dolphins in that spot. Get Shakers. Don't know much about Shakers. All I know is he can't fucking schedule on Facebook without PMing. So if you ever get Shakers, you have to he'll instant message you instead of posting. But Shakers as the Bucks, best pick available probably pretty much for him. Maybe I don't know. The Jets aren't better, so I would just see him taking the Bucks there. Don't know too much about Shakers. He's kind of a guy that doesn't talk much, so don't know much. I think he's gonna take the best pick, which the Bucks. Mr. Hitman, Dan, I think is gonna take the Chargers. Not say he's the type to run from competition, but seeing that spot available and seeing other division choices, I just see him taking that spot as showing he could pretty much own that division and he'd be a clear front runner. And I don't see not gonna say it's a complete cakewalk, but just see him gonna be taking a front runner division, and I don't blame him. Chargers are not a very good team, and some say it's the worst team, and I would say they're one of the bottom three teams, but I see Dan just taking that spot to be able to own his own division and not have to worry about anything else. And that goes into me going to 25, and I will be taking Jets in this if this was the situation. Like Dan, I want to have a chance to own a division. I'm not going to say I'm a complete clear front runner for AFC East, but it's a division I can compete in, and being able to compete again in Madden is always more fun. So being able to having a division like that, I find it to be more fun than trying to fucking play 2-ton twice a year. Though the only sucky part for me is I was a Jets last Madden, so being Jets twice in a row is gonna really sting and kind of suck. I guess I just have to draft the best tight end in the fucking history of Madden. The next pick is the Bills. The Bills, and I think he's gonna take the Colts. Like from what I've talked to him for the couple times in chat, he just wants to see what's the best available, and I think the Colts are the best team available in this spot, and he also gets to play with 2-ton. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing with their butt buddies, so being able to play with your friend twice a year, I guess that might be a positive thing for him, being able to play 2-ton twice a year, so I think just taking the best team available and playing with 2-ton is going to be his choice. Next pick is MVP. As the Saints. I see him as taking the Saints because I think he wants to play against Stokes every year. He said he might take the Lions just to piss off Silver, but I think as I get out to him that Silver doesn't give a shit if he takes the Lions or not. He'd just be okay with taking the Lions. But I think MVP will want to play Stokes twice a year to just fight Stokes just because he's wants to, I guess, prove it's more of a pride thing or something from what I've heard. I'm not sure 100% he's going to do this, but he wants to play Stokes twice a year just because he thinks he wants to prove that he could kick his ass in Madden. I'm assuming, I think, maybe. Could have said something like that, but who knows. I don't pay attention half the time. Silver said he was going to take the Lions because he's from Detroit and his Raiders were taken. So he's kind of sad about that, and he got the 28th pick because he's tier 3 material. Bears, Benny is taking the Bears, I believe. He's taking the Bears because he used to be a mossing kind of guy. Loves to moss people. Woody Moss from last Madden, and Kevin White probably attracts him to that team. So I believe he's taking the Bears because of Kevin White, pretty much. And they're probably I don't think he'll want to be in the division with Tuton and or Josh and stuff. So I think he'll probably see that as being a competitive division. So I think he's probably going to take that. In the last final three picks we're getting up to is Berto. Don't know much about him, anything, but from what Joker told me, he likes to join a division he has no chance in because he thinks he has a chance in it. And apparently that's would be the Titans in this situation where he's got to play against Tuton and Josh twice a year, and I probably has no chance. But according to Joker, told me he likes to does that, and join divisions he has no chance in. So I think he's going to join the South, the AFC South Titans. So we'll see if he can prove himself to beat them if he does join that division and that team. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out for him because I don't know anything about him. So the last two picks, Cody and Nino. I think Cody will just take the Ravens and Nino will get the Browns as the last pick. Uh, what else should I say to that? Nino's a chicken faggot. That's about all I can say. But so far, this is what I would about my mock draft. See what you think of it. You can let me know. I'll probably talk about it and chat a lot. So have your way at it.